Hey everyone, welcome back to Travel Guy. If you're new here, this is the channel where we dig into the untold stories, hidden corners, and strange truths about places you thought you already knew. Today, we're heading deep into the mountains of West Virginia, the only state born out of the Civil War. A place of mystery, rugged beauty, and secrets that don't always make it onto the travel brochures. Now, I'm not saying West Virginia is trying to cover things up. But some facts about this state are so unusual, controversial, or downright surprising that they don't exactly make it onto the Almost Heaven postcards. So let's count down 10 facts West Virginia doesn't really want you to know. 10. Hellhole, a cave more dangerous than it sounds. Buried in the eastern mountains of West Virginia is a massive underground system called Hellhole. The name isn't just for effect. It comes from the fact that the entrance is a sheer 154-foot vertical drop straight into the darkness. And that's just the beginning. Once you're inside, explorers have mapped more than 41 miles of passages, and they keep finding more. But here's the twist. Hellhole is so unique that it's off-limits to the public. Why? Because it's home to some of the rarest bat species in North America, including the Virginia big-eared bat and the Indiana bat, both endangered. Almost half of the world's population of the Virginia big-eared bat actually lives here. The federal government keeps the location heavily restricted to protect the fragile ecosystem. So while West Virginia promotes hiking trails and state parks, it doesn't really advertise this eerie, dangerous, but ecologically priceless cave system. It's like their own natural vault that few people will ever see. 9. The secret bunker. Under the Greenbrier Resort. Imagine this. You're a guest at one of America's most luxurious resorts, enjoying golf courses, fine dining, and spa treatments. What you don't realize is that just below your feet lies a massive Cold War bunker built to house every single member of the US Congress in case of nuclear war. That's exactly what's hidden beneath the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs. Constructed in the late 1950s under top secrecy, the bunker was equipped with blast doors, supplies for years, dormitories, and even a broadcast room. For decades, this bunker remained a government secret. Staff at the resort were told to say that the underground area was simply a storage space or conference facility. It wasn't until the early 1990s, when the Washington Post exposed the project, that the truth came out. Today, the bunker is a tourist attraction, but it's not something West Virginia ever bragged about while it was in use. Imagine spending decades hiding one of the largest underground government secrets in plain sight. 8. The quiet zone, where Wi-Fi and phones are basically illegal. In most of America, you can't go anywhere without cell phones buzzing and Wi-Fi signals filling the air. But in Green Bank, West Virginia, silence rules. The town lies inside the National Radio Quiet Zone, a 13,000 square mile area where radio transmissions are strictly limited. Why? Because of the Green Bank telescope, the largest fully steerable radio telescope in the world. It's so sensitive that it can pick up signals from across the universe. But that also means even the smallest interference, like your cell phone, Wi-Fi router, or even a microwave oven, can mess with its readings. This has created one of the strangest modern communities in America. People who suffer from electromagnetic hypersensitivity, those who claim they get sick from wireless signals, have even moved here, calling it one of the only safe havens left in the digital age. So while West Virginia embraces modern tourism slogans like Almost Heaven, here's a whole area that feels like a step back in time, where technology is intentionally kept out. 7. The only state created by presidential proclamation. Most US states joined the Union through congressional approval, but not West Virginia. During the Civil War, the northwestern counties of Virginia didn't want to secede with the Confederacy. Abraham Lincoln stepped in, and in 1863, by presidential proclamation, West Virginia became the 35th state. It's the only state in the Union born this way, and that makes it a little controversial. In fact, Virginia sued West Virginia years later, arguing that the separation was unconstitutional and that West Virginia still owed money from Virginia's pre-war debts. The Supreme Court eventually sided with Virginia on the debt issue, forcing West Virginia to pay millions. It's a chapter of statehood that doesn't exactly fit the clean patriotic narrative. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. a Gothic giant. Weston, West Virginia, holds one of the largest hand-cut stone buildings in the entire United States, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Built in the mid-1800s, this asylum was designed according to the Kirkbride Plan, which was supposed to promote healing with light, space, and air. But in practice, the asylum became overcrowded, underfunded, and infamous for its harsh conditions. At its peak, it housed more than 2,400 patients, far beyond its intended capacity of 250. Reports of abuse, neglect, and tragic conditions gave it a dark reputation. Today, it's a National Historic Landmark and one of the most popular ghost hunting destinations in America. But West Virginia doesn't exactly highlight its painful history when advertising tourism. 5. The New River is older than the mountains. West Virginia's most famous river is ironically called the New River, but it's anything but new. Geologists believe it's hundreds of millions of years old, making it one of the oldest rivers in the entire world. Older than the Appalachian Mountains it flows through. Even more unusual, it flows south to north, against the pattern of most rivers in the region. The New River Gorge, now a national park, has become one of the state's biggest outdoor attractions. But this river carries with it a secret story of deep time, one that West Virginia doesn't always emphasize when talking about whitewater rafting and hiking trails. The first brick-paved street and a capital taller than D.C. West Virginia quietly claims some firsts and records that might surprise you. In Charleston, Summers Street is believed to be the first brick-paved street in the world. While other cities like Philadelphia and Boston argue about their own early brickwork, Charleston holds tightly to this claim. Meanwhile, the West Virginia state capitol has a dome that rises 292 feet, taller than the dome of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. The dome is covered in 23.5-carat gold leaf, which shines brightly against the skyline. Strangely, this striking fact is rarely celebrated outside the state. 3. Cass Gilbert's architectural legacy. The same architect who designed the U.S. Supreme Court building, Cass Gilbert, also designed the West Virginia Capitol. That puts this small state's government building in the same category as some of the most important architecture in America. But most people don't know this. When they think of West Virginia, they imagine coal mines and mountains, not world-class architecture. It's almost like the state has an identity problem. Its capital city holds a treasure designed by one of America's great architects, yet it gets overshadowed by stereotypes of rural life. 2. The hidden innovations of Hellhole. Back to Hellhole for a second, because this cave system is more than just a bat sanctuary. It's also the birthplace of new caving techniques. Explorers here pioneered the single rope technique, SRT, which is now standard for cave descents around the world. So while West Virginia keeps quiet about Hellhole to protect its ecosystem, it also hides the fact that its underground explorers helped revolutionize caving worldwide. That's a legacy most outsiders never hear about. 1. Controversial statehood, ancient mounds, and buried secrets. The number one fact West Virginia doesn't want you to know ties together its history, culture, and hidden past. First, the state's very existence came from rebellion, lawsuits, and financial disputes, not a clean break. Virginia insisted that West Virginia pay for its share of Virginia's old debts, and the Supreme Court eventually ruled that West Virginia owed $12 million, a massive sum at the time. Then there's Grave Creek Mound in Moundsville, one of the largest ancient burial mounds in the United States. Built around 250-150 BC by the Adena culture, it's 69 feet tall and 900 feet in circumference. It represents a Native American heritage far older than the state itself, but one that often gets overshadowed in mainstream history books. And finally, one of the first battles of the Civil War happened here, the Battle of Philippi, sometimes called the Philippi Races, because of the chaotic way Confederate troops fled. This cemented West Virginia's role as both a birthplace of conflict and a new state born out of division. So there you have it, 10 facts about West Virginia that don't always make it into the tourist brochures. From underground bat caves and Cold War bunkers to ancient rivers and political controversies, West Virginia is full of surprises. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next Travel Guy Deep Dive. And I want to hear from you. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Or maybe you know another hidden truth about West Virginia or another state we should cover. Drop it in the comments, and who knows, your idea might make it into the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep traveling, keep exploring, and keep discovering the secrets the world doesn't always want you to know.